Which one? Just to let you know. What's that beeping? He's trying to get through. Mom, he's getting through. He's getting through. Do the live stream. I can't be fucking with him. He's trying to get through again, you little bugger. gonna watch you. Hey, Sushu. Sushi. Look at him, little bugger, eh? He is a little bugger. Quarter buck. So all he wanted to do is just escape. That's all he does now. It's going on the other back.
Where do you want to sleep, Sue? Where do you want to sleep? Where do you want to sleep? Huh? Where do you want to sleep? Sue? Oh. Tell me why. Tell me why. What's your tub? Got a bathtub, Susie.
I'm hooking up a receptacle to my Don Smith device, so I can hook up stuff to it. Right. So I got the capacitor, and then from the capacitor it goes to a receptacle, and that way I can hook up to the Don Smith. I can hook up to a battery charger, and then I can charge super cap. So I'll plug it in, and this one to the super cap, and it's got the it's an automatic floating charger, so it will charge the super cap accordingly. And this one's 120 volts AC at 60 hertz going in, and then it comes out as 12 volts DC at 500 milliamps. So that's what I'll be hooking up to the Don Smith. And then, so we'll see how that goes. I'm just trying to see if my wiring is correct. I have to, yeah, that's what I should do. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there. And hook up the light.
So,
Power supply. See, I've never really hooked up a receptacle before, so I'm going to get going here in a minute. See if I actually did it right without frying myself. Okay, there, there. Now, get my light up here. Yeah, I'm working on the Don Smith. I'm hooking up a receptacle, and that's where I'm going to plug in a light, or I can plug in a battery charger. So I got that. I'll be able to plug that in, and then I can charge my super caps with that because it's got the transformer in there. Watch them. Put that there. Plug that in. Just gonna see if I got my wiring correct. Hopefully it works without blowing anything up. To 18 volts. Yeah. Woohoo, it works. Yeah. Yeah, so the Don Smith's running going to the cap. From the cap, it's going to the receptacle. From the receptacle, it's hooked up to my light here, and I know I got my wiring correct. And yeah, it works like right away. See? So I got that hooked up good, and now I can hook anything up to this receptacle now. whether it's a battery charger, now I could switch it from an AC to a DC, and now I can charge capacitor banks. So the idea is if I can get this running, run a capacitor bank, that runs the super cap bank, which actually runs the system. And if I can sustain the charge and run stuff with it, I got a looped system altogether, right? So yeah, if you like what I'm doing so far, give me a thumbs up. All right, so I know it works. I got my wiring correct. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to use hot glue and glue this into place. And I might want to even hook up another ground. I could do that. I could do that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get my hot glue gun. Just bear with me. All right, got my hot glue gun. Okay, I gotta let this heat up. Let that heat up, and then I can glue the stuff into the spot. Oh shoot, that's what I forgot to do. Let me try this. See if I got both receptacles going. Okay, I did the one receptacle, I'm gonna do the second one. Get it running, see if I got power. Yes. Okay, so both of them work. Yeah, both of them work. See? So both my receptacles work. I got my wiring correct. That's always good. All right. Yep. Build it and they will come. Yep. So yeah, the Don Smith is the real deal. It works. So I picked up this pump on Amazon. It was like $40, and then I hooked it up to a DC motor, which I also got on Amazon. Pretty much everything here I got on Amazon. The other stuff you can get at Home Depot or whatever. And I also make my own full weight bridge rectifiers, but for this now, one step in taking over the world. Yep. Yeah, if this messes up the whole world what I'm doing, I'm with that. I'm okay with that. Alright, let's wait for my hot glue gun to heat up here. It's almost ready. That was my daughter. Oh, he's up on you. He's gonna jump out. So I'm going to melt that there. When I'm done, I'll show you what I've actually done. Bring my capacitor down. Alright, got that glued in. And then I'm going to put this right about there. Okay. That glued in, got the capacitor glued in. Alright. So now that's done. Don't need this anymore. This here. Alright, so I'm going to show you what I did. I put a receptacle in. So now I got the receptacle, I got my capacitor here, so that now I can plug stuff directly in here so I don't have to fart around with the wires all the time. So that's all glued in place, the wiring's correct. And just to show you what I did, now both receptacles work, so I got it hooked up. And now I'm going to hook up my light here, just to show you it's for real. Plug it in, turn it on, and here we go. We got it spinning, and we got light. Don Smith's generator. So Don Smith is the real deal. It works, powering a light now, and yeah. Mom, he's gonna climb out again. I got a chinchilla that's trying to escape. So, if you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. And also check out my other videos. Another guy I want to plug is Inventor3. If you look him up on YouTube, Inventor3. He does a lot of radiant energy stuff, energy collection from the atmosphere. So check him out. His name's Polly. I think he's out of Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. So check him out. I also got a link in my video description, in my other videos there, right at the bottom of the description there. You'll see his link there to his latest video. And yeah, check out Polly. He's really good. So yeah, we kind of collaborate every now and then on what we're doing and give each other ideas and shoot. You know, that's all part of this is, you know, shooting ideas across to other people, and it helps them out with their projects and stuff. So now that I've got the receptacle hooked up, now it's very easy, very modular. Now I can hook things up. So what I plan to do is I got this charger. I picked it up at my local electronics store. So it's 12 volts DC at 500 milliamps. And it's 120 volts AC at 60 hertz. So now I can plug it in, and now I can hook this up to super caps. So if I get the super caps charged up to a good charge, then the super caps are now going to run the Don Smith device, and it's now looped. Now if I can sustain that, and now I can hook it up to an inverter, I can now power a lot more stuff. So that's the idea, to loop the whole system. So now I can do it because now I got a good battery charger. It's got the transformer that'll convert the 115 volts that, oh, thanks for the compliments. Thank you. Yeah. So it's not that hard. All this stuff here you can either buy at Home Depot or on Amazon. Like the pump motor is a washing machine pump motor, and you can buy it on Amazon. It's like $40. Some of them are even cheaper. So, and you hook it up to a DC motor. Hook it up to a DC motor. I used a rubber tube that is about the same size as the motor shaft, and I got like a hose clamp, and I clamped it onto the edge of the motor, and that's it. And I put some tape here in the middle so you don't get that wobble. And keep a gap about maybe about a quarter inch, half inch between the two. And you got a good coupling with the motor, and it runs really, really good. So yeah, it works well. Let's hook it up again here. You can see. That's it. Got the motor running, and yeah, and it's pretty quiet too. I kind of fix some of the vibration problem. You gotta put some foam underneath the pump motor. And the idea is, with his system too, you have to use about 18 volts for the motor. And then that way you keep the amperage down so you're not drawing too much. So if I were gonna hook this on a practical sense, I would get 2 car batteries, hook them up in series, in parallel. And you would make the 2 12-volt batteries into 24 volts. This motor here can run on 24 volts. So that's perfect. So You're putting higher voltage in, which means you need less amperage. So that's the idea. The less amperage you have to pull off that battery, the better, way better. So I got this set at 18. I could bump it to 24 volts. So, okay, I gotta hook up to 24 volts. So when I turn it on, okay, so it's only taking 660 milliamps to run this system. So that's 23 volts. I'll have to calculate it. I don't have a calculator on me. It seems like a lot, but if you can charge a system and maintain it, yeah, perfect for a camper. I'm a big camper. We do, well, before the COVID thing hit. But anyways, we go on 5-6 trips a year. Every other weekend we were on the road. So we're big campers. This system here, hey, it's perfect. And I can put it into a box, set it up, put it on wheels or whatever with a couple car batteries in there, and boom, I got power. I don't have to worry about, being off the grid. So yeah, the input, this motor runs on 24 volts, all right? So the best way to do it is 24 volts, and it only takes 600 milliamps to run it. So it's not too bad. Then it's going to the pump, which creates 120 volts at 60 hertz, okay? Then it goes to the capacitor, all right? And then from the capacitor, I don't know if you've seen it, I've hooked up a receptacle. So now I can plug anything into the system now. So I got a light hooked up right now. I'll show you that. I'll just run it. So there you go. You got power. So you can get 2 car batteries, hook them up in parallel. You get 24 volts, which is perfect. That's what this motor runs on. And it only takes 600 milliamps to run it, which is perfect. And then I plug the light right into the receptacle. Boom, I got light. All right. So it's basically like an inverter. So now I can take this and hook it up to, where did I put it? I got a battery charger here. I'll get it untangled. Now I got a battery charger here, and I hook this up to the super caps. So if I can keep those super caps charged up with the system and maintain it, then all you have to do now is take a line off the super caps now and run this system, run this. Now you got a loop, right? And as soon as you got the loop, and if you can maintain it, you've got an over unity device that basically it will run forever. And you can patch off that super cap to an inverter, and you can run more devices with it. So that's the idea, yeah. Yeah, so that's what the plan is. So I'm just kind of working here, so. Oh, man. So I've done a lot of work. I also did a stream earlier tonight. Only material wear friction is the limit. Yeah, pretty much. You might have to replace this coupling between the motor and the pump, but that's easy fix. It's an easy fix, honestly. And because I'm doing 24 volts in here, I got a lot more horsepower here. So even if this is loaded up, it's not going to affect it too much. So like, if you put 2 car batteries in parallel, make it 24 volts to light this up, get 115 volts, easy, no problem. So I'm using 24 volts at 600 milliamps to run this. So you got 2 car batteries, put them together, boom, you're laughing. So, yeah, that's that. So the next step is to hook this up to a super cap bank, and we'll see if we can charge it. So I'm gonna get that right now. I don't know how it's gonna react, if it's gonna load it down a lot. I don't know how this is gonna react, so you're seeing it live, so we'll hopefully see if it'll actually charge it. super cap bank here. We can get this on Amazon again. This was what, $60 I think on Amazon. It's, you know, it's a China brand. It's not the best thing in the world, but this is it here. This will handle 16 volts. 16 volts, and this thing can pull a lot of amps. So this thing you could hook directly up to an inverter, and then you could run devices with it. So what I want to do now is do a load test. So I'm going to hook this up. I got my transformer hooked up to the Don Smith, or not Don Smith, sorry, Gerard Morin device. All right, and now I got my battery charger here. So I am going to hook this up here. Hopefully this is going to hold. I don't know how well. Alright, so I got that hooked up. And I want to hook up another lead cable, and I want to track how this is charging. Voltmeter. So I'll hook this up to the voltmeter so I know what's going in the super cap bank. And so I got two cables here. Okay, so I got this one here. There's probably already power in this thing already, so I just want to see if it can actually handle it, that it won't burn anything out. But I think it will work. This charger will put out 12 volts at 500 milliamps. It's half an amp. That's pretty good. So hooked up. This one hooked up here, and then I got my voltmeter there so I can track how it's charging. Okay, so I got about 4.7 volts in this capacitor bank now. So, yeah, I'm still laid off. Yeah, I've got a lot of time to work on this stuff. I've done a lot of work since I've been off. So I guess in a way it's good, but still bad. I need an income, but I'm getting covered by the government right now. So, all right, so I got that hooked up. I'm going to start charging, and we'll see how it goes. Seems like it's charging. We've got too much vibration here. I'm gonna have to get this small room here. Maybe I'll hook it up. Too much vibration here. Alright. Get that hooked up there. Set that there. Okay. Where's this thing keep jumping around? 4.77. Alright, so let's try this. Let's see if it's charging. This is not made. This voltmeter keeps jumping all over the place. a light too, because I want to see if I'm actually getting power to it. We got light. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, looks like this. Okay, this charger is not accepting the super cap. Ugh. Okay, it's not working. But I do got light, so I know it got power. So this thing's not recognizing the super cap. So what I have to do, I've got my lithium iron phosphate charger. Yeah, that's weird. This charger does not recognize the super cap. All right, that's okay. This is all part of the deal, right? Finding out what actually works and what doesn't. So, okay, I'm gonna go to plan 2. Let me see. All right, let me disconnect this. Okay, shut that off. Okay, so it doesn't like this. Huh. All right. Wonder why that is. We'll have to read up on that one. All right, let's go to plan B. Get rid of this. I might be like this will probably work. See, it probably has some kind of logic control in this. It's probably got some kind of logic control, so it does not recognize the super cap as battery. So if I had a lead acid battery, I could probably charge it with this. It probably will still work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my charger from my lithium iron phosphate battery, and I'm going to try charging it using that, which I'm pretty sure it will work. So bear with me for a second. So I got my lithium iron phosphate battery here. This one, I think it's pretty charged. All right, so I'm gonna hook it up anyways. I'm gonna go that way, yeah. And hook this up here. Curious to see if it'll actually work. I got too much power in it. It's full. Ugh. All right. Okay, no, I don't know if that will work. You know what? Let me try this. Just for kicks. I'm gonna hook. This one's made for lithium iron phosphate. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try hooking it up to this super cap. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this light goes red. What am I gonna do here? done something, I think. Battery's charged. Looking at charge. Trying to think. I just want to see something here. Alright, let's try the super cap on this. I don't know if it's gonna work. We can try. Okay. Let's start it up. Yeah, this is not the right charger for this. Here's another option. Yeah, this one's not working. Yeah, it's accepting the AC, but it's not accepting this. It's not seeing it as like a battery. So it has a logic control. You know, detects when it's charging. So I guess, I don't know, it's weird. I have another way to do it. See, I would have to pick up probably a doorbell transformer and then hook that up to this and then use the doorbell transformer. I'll bump it down to 12 volts or sometimes less. And then I could hook that directly up to the super cap and then it probably would charge it. So, yeah. 2 strikes. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this even though that it's charged. We'll see if it will charge it a bit. I'm gonna put the battery here. Hook this up to this. This charger is built for this battery, so I know it works. Alright, let's hook this up. And then, okay, so it says it's green, so that means this battery is charged, but I want to just try to drive it and see what happens. Maybe I'll see a voltage increase. We'll see. Got that hooked up. That there. Where's the lead? There. Get a little tight here on the table. Alright, let's hook this up to here. There, I got both leads hooked up. My voltmeter. It says it's got 13.2, yeah, it's bopping up and down. Okay, so let's turn it on. See if I can increase the. Looks like it's charging. looks like it is charging, but this battery is fully charged. Yeah, it's, well, this one's an AC to DC converter, because I'm hooking it up to directly from the pump. So for the pump's putting out 120 volts AC at 60 hertz, and then it's going to the power bar, and then the power bar hooked up to, it changes it over to DC voltage, and it's charging this. So it is working. It's going up a little bit, but this battery's pretty well charged. When this green light is on, yeah. So what I can do now, if I wanted to, is hook this up to an inverter and run the load with it for a while, get the voltage to come down, and then try to charge it. But I'm pretty sure I already seen about a 0.02 volt increase in power, so it is charging. It is working. So yeah, right on. So I'll just use this, hook it up to my inverter I have, run something, whatever. I could probably run a few lights, I could run a fan, I could run a small microwave with it. And then, yeah, go back and try to charge it with this system, and then I'll loop it. So this battery would be running the Gerard Morin device. And yeah, so we got a full working system. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, this battery's charged. It won't take any more. It's got an automatic cutoff. See, it's got a little light here, and it's green right now, so I can go all day and it still won't charge it because it already knows it's got, this battery here has got 13.5 volts. And this is a lithium iron phosphate battery, best battery out there. These things will last for a long, long time. So you can do many, many recharge cycles with these batteries. But the one thing with these batteries, they're super expensive. They're very expensive batteries. This one here, I think, was $130. This one is, you get it on Amazon. This one's a 72 watt hour battery. And it's got a built-in voltmeter in it. You just press a little black button and you'll get your voltage reading. So, yeah, 13.5 volts in it. So, yeah, this one's about $130 Canadian, so probably about $100 US. It's from China, so, no, this one's 12 volt, it's not 24 volts. So if you want to go 24 volt, you get two of these guys, and then hook it up in parallel. So you would get the two batteries side by side, so you have positive, negative, and then positive, so you'll connect those two together, and then negative. So you would have positive here, negative here. So the positive and negative in the middle, they'll be hooked up, and they'll turn the two batteries into 24 volts. Well, the Australian money is very close to the Canadian dollar, so you're looking at about $130 Australian dollars. We're very close to the Australian dollar. I'm in Canada, so yeah. So these are the batteries here. You get them on Amazon. And the thing with this too, it's dry. It's a dry cell. There's no electrolyte in this. It's a dry cell battery, and also very light. Like if I had a lead acid like this, it would be 3 times the weight of this. This thing's nothing. This here weighs about a pound. Maybe about a pound and a half. It's very light. Like I could hold it with 2 fingers. It's light, super light battery. And these are what guys are using on their solar houses, on their RVs, stuff like that. Because with the lithium iron phosphate, they last forever. They're like almost like a capacitor. These things will last you a lifetime, and they won't die. They have, thousands upon thousands of recharge cycles. That's what you want. And what you do when you hook up your system, you're going to have a battery and this hooked up together. Okay. So what's going to happen is this battery is going to keep this guy charged. So you pre-charge this to 13 volts. This is 13 volts. Then you hook up the terminals together. Now this is as one. All right. So they'll be connected together. All right. And batteries? I'll have to look into that. I'll definitely look into that too. So you hook this up. So when you run your load, instead of running your load off the battery, you're going to take the load off the caps. This can take a huge load. So if you're going to draw, say, like 10, 15 amps, you want to draw it off this, not this. Because a lead acid, say like if this was a lead acid battery, and you drew a 10 amps off of a lead acid battery, you're going to kill it. So, yeah. So you're going to want a capacitor and battery combination together. They'll be together. So what you do before you hook them up when you get it, very important, make sure you pre-charge this with a power supply. Make sure it's the same power as the power in your battery. If you don't, you're going to get a huge short when you hook it up. It'll be a big jump because one's going to try to fill the other, and you could get a surge, and you don't want that. So make sure this is charged up to say it's your battery's 12 and a half. Make sure this is pre-charged to 12 and a half. Then you hook it up, and then it's safe. And also have good thick cables on it, not small. So you're going to want to go to about 10 gauge or even bigger, maybe even 5 gauge, 6 gauge maybe. Yeah, because if you don't, you'll get a fire for sure. Especially if you're going to pull 10 amps, that wire is going to be rated for 10 amps. Very important, otherwise you will get a fire, yes. So, yeah. What else can I do here? Yeah. I'll show you something. I got something else. All right, so I can hook this up now to, I got this cable wire. Excuse me for a second. I'll be back in 1 minute. So I got this cable wire here. Now I can hook up my battery to an inverter. So I got this one on Amazon as well. Best Tech, it's a 300 watt inverter. It's a small one. I got a bigger one. I got it, well, in my locker, I got a 3,000 watt inverter, and I also got a 1,500 watt. Let me just put this over here. So I can hook this up now to my inverter and run something. What am I going to run? Okay. All right. That's what I'm going to do. No. I need something to run. What I'm going to do, I'm going to hook it up to my so I've got the cables here. I'm going to hook it up to my inverter, and then I'm going to get my glue gun going. I'll use that as the load. Got there. Here. All right, power. Cool. All right. So now I'm going to run my glue gun. I'm going to heat up my glue gun. So I got a load here. it's pulling a bit of a load. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my meter. So I'm going to get my clamp meter. I'm going to see how many amps I'm pulling off the battery. Okay, let's see how much this battery is actually taking. DC. So the battery is being pulled about 1.78 amps. That's what's being pulled from this battery right now to the inverter, and it's heating up my heat gun, my glue gun. So it's almost, it's almost 2 amps coming off that battery. So I'll run it for a few minutes. I'm gonna run down this battery a bit so I can charge it. That's my goal right now. I want to charge it, so I'll heat this glue gun up. I'll get it down to like maybe 12 volts maybe, and then I'll try to charge it back. So we'll try that and see what happens. Yeah, we'll see how it goes here. So I'm down to 13.1 amps, 13 volts. So I've lost about a half a volt off the battery because I'm running pretty heavy duty motor off it. Yeah, the glue gun is hot, so she's working. Yeah. So basically you'll have a setup like this here. Maybe we'll try to show you guys how it looks. So I got the inverter that's running the glue gun. So you would have a system like this, and then you would have the charger hooked up to your battery, and then your battery be hooked up to your Gerard Morin generator, which will run this. And then, boom, you got a fully looped circuit. It's fully looped. So, yeah. Running out of space on this table. So, yeah, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. I'm just trying to pull a load off this battery so I can charge it with the Gerard Morin device. Yeah, it'll take a little bit to go. And I like this little inverter because it's also got a couple of USB. You can hook up your USB devices to this as well. Charge your cell phone, whatever. So it's got 2 of those, and it's got a 2 amp, 2.4 amps you can load on this USB charger. So yeah, it's cool. So you can have all this in a box with wheels on it. And you can take it camping, use it for your RV, you know. I'm just gonna top up my coffee. Wow, we've already been on 1 hour. Cool. All right, let's see what my battery's at here. Interesting. I'll let it run for a few more minutes, and then I'll try to do a charge with it. Just bear with me for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm running my glue gun off the inverter to take some of the power off this battery. And then when that's done, I'm going to charge it with the Gerard Morin device, which I've successfully replicated. This thing's holding out for a while, man. Wow. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try hooking this up. Okay. Oh, I actually have the fan going on it. Okay. Alright, pull this out. Take that off. Disconnect this. Put this off to the side. Alright, now we're gonna try to charge this battery. Okay. Yeah, it didn't take much off the battery. Yeah, we'll see. We'll try it. I took off half a volt, which isn't much. But let's see if we can charge it. Oh, I hate these alligator clamps. Let's see if I can actually charge the damn thing. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I went down about a half a volt. I got 13.6 volts. Alright, so let's try charging it. Okay, so we got the power. Run. So the power of the Gerard Morin device is 24 volts at 600 milliamps to run the system, and now I'm charging the battery. Yeah, it looks like it's charging everybody. It works. Just want to shut it off. Proper reading on this. I don't know, this voltmeter is something else. This voltmeter, I don't know if it's... Okay. Just let it charge it, see what happens. Any questions, anybody? Or if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. This voltmeter, I don't know. Yeah, it is charging. It's going up. Thank you for the, you have a question? Go ahead, Chris. 12-volt power supply directly to the inverter. I'm trying to think what you're getting at. Oh, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, with the battery hooked up into the thing, yeah. But I gotta run something off the, well, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, hook that up to the inverter and then, yeah, Yeah, I could do that too. All right, let's try that. Inverter. Yeah, we can try that. Sorry, Chris, I didn't get your question again. The coils? Stack the coils? Well, with this system here, it's going, I don't know if you're talking about this system. The coil, see, like I'm running the power supply. This already got the transformer built in it, right? Do you share a core stack coils? Yeah, like for the Don Smith, I got the coils hooked up to a core. You can, there's two ways. You could do air core or you could do it with a core, all right? So if you're running devices like, you know, lights and stuff like that, okay, when you're using no core, that you're going to be lighting up like neon lights or the neon plasma lights, stuff like that that run on high voltage, okay? But when you're going to start powering lights like this, you need transformers with a core, and that will run, you know, your regular run-of-the-mill everyday devices, right? Okay, I'm going to try what one of the viewers was asking. I'm going to hook up my, so I'm going to hook this up to the battery. So I'm going to hook up my inverter to my power supply and then to the battery to run the system. So that will work too. So I'm going to hook this up here. Oh, okay. You didn't see the setup? Okay, hold on. I don't know if you've seen the setup. Just let me hook this up and then I'll show you what I got going on here. So here. Hooked up inverter, and then I'm going to hook up my power supply to inverter. So I'll turn this on. Okay. Okay, so here I'll show you the setup. All right. So what we have here is I got the inverter hooked up to the battery. All right. Now my power supply, which runs this system here, okay, this system's running on this power supply. All right. And then it goes back and then it runs the whole system. So now it's looped, completely looped. All right. So now I'm going to fire it up. Okay. So now the battery is running this whole system, and I got it looped. So my power supply is running the Gerard-Morin device. It's getting its power from the inverter, which is run by the battery, okay? And then we should be able to run this light. Here's our load, and we'll turn it on, and bingo, it's running. It's totally looped now. It's a loop system. So now it's running on the battery. So the idea is to get the battery charger hooked up here, connected there, and charge. So we got running lights that's 120 volts AC. Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. I'll give you guys another look again. Can I turn this camera on? Ah, yes I can. All right. So, power supply is running on the inverter. Okay. And then the battery is running everything. Okay. and then I got a load running right now. I got the light running. I could now put the battery charger, hook it up to this receptacle here, and charge the battery at the same time. And then that way it's a fully looped system. So it's totally self-sustaining right now. So when I hook up the charger, okay, so I'm at 13.1 volts right now. So the inverter's on. This is my control for the Gerard Morin device. And it's running 23.7 volts at half an amp, which isn't bad. It's actually pretty good. And this is the receptacle for this light. So there you go, fully looped system. So I'm not really running much of a load. Yeah, I could get a bigger gauge wire for the battery charger. The battery charger thing came with this battery. Now I do have a solar charge controller that's built for lithium iron phosphate batteries. So I could even hook up a solar panel to this if I wanted to. If you live like in Australia, you got tons of sun out there. You know, that's totally practical. I live in Canada, so I don't get sunny days every day kind of thing, right? Like we're in the middle of winter right now. And it's cold and it's crappy out. So yeah, we have to resort to other ways of doing things. So yeah, it's running. Yeah, any wire that's thicker is better. Okay, when you're running with devices like this, especially if you're drawing or pulling big loads, yeah, definitely a thicker cable. Like this is just a benchtop model. Make sure everything works. If it, I would have to beef up these wires, right? So definitely have to beef up the wires for sure. Yeah, it's not just a hobby, man. This is how things got to change. Can't do this fossil fuel crap anymore, man. It's killing the planet. It's causing too many damn wars. How many people died for oil? Right? How many people died for oil? Probably thousands have died for oil. So, yeah. So we gotta rethink how we do stuff. Yeah, this thing's running good, man. This little inverter's holding it. And what am I down to here? Yeah, I'm still at 13 volts. This thing's barely budged. Barely budged. Like this battery is still at over 13 volts. Yep, definitely. This is the future. Right here. This is it. And it's not that hard to make. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Let's say that. So, yeah, it's working amazing. It's totally looped. It's running all off this battery. And, like, the battery, we've been running for, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and it's still 13 volts plus. Still 13 volts in it. It's sustaining itself. The inverter's running cool. It's not hot. The power supply, it's running at half an amp. So the best way to do it, run this system on 24 volts. Two 12-volt batteries hooked up in parallel, make it 24 volts. Yeah, just running solid, man. Solid. Still 13 volts, hasn't budged. I could add another load to this. Why not? What I got to power here? Okay, I know I'm gonna power. I got a steamer. Steamer. Okay, let's hook this up. can only run. Alright, so yeah, see with the Gerard Morin device, you cannot load up the Gerard Morin device too hard. So you have to run it through, your big loads have to run off the inverter. Okay? Very important. Okay, so I'm gonna run this off the inverter. Because if you run too much load off the Gerard Morin device, then it's too much. Because it's see if I'm running the steamer. Okay, so I'm running the light directly off the Gerard Morin. Okay, and this is now running off the inverter. So I'm running from two separate medians. Okay. So this steamer is 120 volts. I think it's about 30 watts or something. Yeah, so I'm still at 13 volts. And this device, okay, yeah, half an amp. I'm not sure what this, I'll have to look at it. I don't know how many watts it is, 120 volts, I'm not sure the amperage. See it. A sec. I'm trying to do it with water. Yeah, I can show the battery. Yeah, it'll be upside down, but 13 volts. 13 volts. The thing hasn't budged. And I'm running a steamer off it too. Yep. Steamer's still going, got the light running, got the inverter running. And the load on the power supply, it's 24 volts at half an amp. It's running everything. Sustaining everything. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good. Works good. Yeah, this is only a 72 watt hour battery. It's not a huge battery. You can get batteries way bigger than this, right? I would have to work out the numbers. I don't have a calculator because I'm using my phone for this, so I would actually have to work out numbers later. But it's pretty efficient. Like, it comes sustaining everything, really. Really good. It's pretty efficient. These lithium iron phosphate batteries are awesome. They're really, really good. Guesstimate? Oh God. I have to work out the numbers. I just I can't do it on the fly. I would have to estimate each load that I have. This is only about maybe 5 watts. Maybe 10 or 20 watts off the steamer. It depends how much I load it up, really. And then I got 23 volts at half an amp, or sorry, 24 volts at half an amp. If you've got a calculator, volts times amps gives you watts. Right? So, yeah. Volts times amps equals watts. Anyways, it's getting pretty late here, everybody. I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. I got a fully looped system. I'll show you guys one more time. Just flip it around. So that's the power supply. That's running right off the inverter. So 23.7 volts at 0.47 amps. And then my inverter's running my steamer. You can see my steamer's running. And it's also running this light. And that's the receptacle I installed tonight. Capacitor, and the battery is at 13 volts still. It's barely budged. And it's been running for a while now. Mind you, I'm not running much of a load, but I'm still running the power supply, right? And the power supply is being run off the battery. And the battery's, gone down maybe a half a volt. So I could run stuff for hours with this right now. Yeah, chalk this up as a success. My steamer's still going. And it's a good little, this one here is 300 watt, this inverter. You get them on Amazon. They're like 40 bucks, 50 bucks, I think it was. Yep. And now you could take this whole system, put it into a box with wheels on it and a handle, and you could take it camping with you. Yep. Sure, you add solar to this, have solar charge controller. I could hook that directly up to the battery and just buy a nice big solar panel. I learned some tricks with solar panels to get a lot more power out of them. So maybe I'll work on that as another project down the road. Yeah. Thanks a lot for your compliments. Yeah, don't forget, become a member of my channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to my channel. Also, Inventor3 is another great guy. And check him out, Inventor3. And I got his link in my videos as well. I think we'll call it a night. It's almost midnight here right now. Everybody's got to work. We got family day tomorrow, so we have a stat holiday tomorrow. But anyways, I'll let everybody go to bed, and we'll be doing more videos soon. All right, everybody, I think we'll call it quits. Have a great night. Thanks a lot for joining me. Cheers.